Good afternoon, guys. I want to thank you all for joining me today. Of course, my name is Ronnie. I'm with the Edinburg Chamber of Commerce. I'm the executive director here. I want to thank you all for joining us today. Today we have Magic Valley Electric Co-op. They've been selected as our Business of the Month. Our ambassadors select businesses in the community each month, just to recognize the great work that's been being done by our members. But before we get into all that, I want you all to tell us a little bit about Magic Valley and the history of it.
Sure. We're an electric cooperative. There's three types of businesses that provide electric services to end users. In our case, is to our members. I believe the cooperative business model is one of the best, actually the best business model to do so, because the members are actually our owners. And so we're actually working every day for our owners. And at the end of the day, our members receive a capital credit check, and to remind them that they are a member of the cooperative and an owner. So to me, that's the best business model. And we're also a nonprofit organization as well. So being nonprofit, our goal is to keep our costs down for our members and owners of the cooperative. And I've got a great staff that does that here at the cooperative. And, we've been in business since 1937 here in the Valley. We were originally conceived by the federal government to provide services to the rural communities across this nation. We serve about 130,000 meters down here. So we have quite a bit of territory. We cover about 2,600 square miles of territory that we actually provide services in, and over 5,000 miles of distribution line to serve those 130,000 meters.
Wow. That's a lot of power, Mr. Herrera. We're a nonprofit ourselves. We have that same type of structure. We work for our members, so we know exactly what you guys do. You all have a good board, and they're leaders in our community. I know some of your board members have served as board members of the chamber, so we know the importance of Magic Valley to our area, and it employs a good sizable region of our community. So we thank everything you guys have done for us. I know we talked about the hurricane part. I know you and your team were on it 120%, and we saw individuals waist deep in water. We saw individuals climbing, your linemen climbing so many poles, what we call the old school style. And but I know our team and our ambassadors and the Valley we're able to see your efforts and your strengths, and to be down for so many days and be up that quick with this storm. Abraham and I had discussed with it, Mr. Herrera, about the storm kind of took a turn and came an opposite way, like we're not used to. So we noticed that it was a rough storm on your team. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Sure. At the height of the storm, we had some 84,000 members out of power. And we began working right away on Sunday to start bringing those folks back up again. As you're aware, we've got to also consider the safety of our employees. And that's our number one priority, is to make sure that our employees get home in the same condition they came to work in. So you can't send them out during the middle of a storm. It doesn't work that way. In fact, we typically bring folks back in somewhere around 30 to 35 mile an hour winds, 40 mile an hour winds, to make sure they're safe. So we started working early Sunday morning to bring folks back up. And within 40 hours, I think we had about 60,000 of those 84,000 members back up already. And then the real hard work started, is bringing up those taps, those line taps, and bringing up the individual outages that were caused by the storm. But like you said, one of the things I'm constantly reminded of, and And we were reminded of that during this storm too. We were hit with several things. We were hit with the storm changing a direction. We were hit with COVID-19 and a different way of operating. I mean, we have 2/3 of our employees working out of their home or being dispatched from their home. So that was completely different. And at the same time, we had just recently changed our whole computer system with new software to manage our outages. Our outage management system was brand new, and our customer information system is also brand new. So we had a lot of things working against us. But at the end of the day, what I was reminded of is how dedicated the 270 employees that we have here at the Cooperative are. To bring that many folks back up within 40 hours, and then the rest of those folks back up, I think by Tuesday of the following week, is really impressive to me because, like you say, the conditions aren't easy. And the fact that we're being dispatched from home. My call center is all working from home. So we've got, a lot of other things that were happening during this storm that also could have impacted the length of time that it took us to bring folks back up. But I was very proud of all of the 270 employees that worked day in and day out to get those folks back up.
Throughout the valley, we had about 150 poles that were knocked down. Multiple, sections of line that were down, but just the poles themselves, 150 poles that were down. And it takes some time, to put those poles back up and reconduct and restring the wire and all that. And then Saturday, so the Saturday after the storm, we were down to probably about 80, maybe 100 people that were still out. And then we had that second storm that hit us, that kind of started in the San Isidro area and then just made its way, again, through the middle of our system. And I think we had another few thousand people that got knocked out again. That was a really bad lightning storm, and it was a morale. You kind of killed the morale there, but our guys said, "Hey, we still got work to do. We'll come back Sunday, and we'll get them back up." And as John said, we got a bunch of dedicated, employees both out in the field and in the office.
We thank you and your team for
expect the unexpected again.
Yeah, we thank you and your team for doing a great job. And not only that, you guys are, like I said, a staple in the community. You do a lot for not only our organization, but throughout the Valley. You talked briefly about, giving out a donation earlier this week. And of course, you supported our events. You support the Edinburg area. The livestock show, you guys are big in that area. So you do a lot of contributing to the Valley, and we want to thank you for that. A lot of people can't, reap the benefits of using your electric co-op. But I guess, one question that's always been, if we can't get your co-op, how can we help your organization, or how can we help contribute, to Magic Valley in other ways maybe that we can, because you guys do so much for us that how can we help this, you guys out?
Like us on Facebook, we get during the storm, that's a totally different media format that I'm used to. As you can tell, I'm a little bit older than Abraham, and that Facebook thing is tough. Right now, during the summer months, the best thing a member can do for Magic Valley is conserve energy. I hate to say that, but it's the truth. Down here in the Valley, the situation as far as generation is very tight, and any transmission issues that we have impact the services that we can provide. So the summer months suggest that you conserve energy as far as how you can help us. We shout out to our employees, those 270. This is a fantastic honor for Magic Valley because, being selected as, Business of the Month is a big honor, mainly because, the recognition sometimes isn't always there. And the time that we get recognized is when we have issues. And the day-to-day pat on the back, if you see a lineman out in the field, or one of our field reps, thank him for the job that they do, because like I say, they work really hard providing what I believe is quality service to our members. So I don't know, Abraham, if you want to add to that.
John touched about, maybe during those difficult times, like a hurricane, is when people remember us or maybe really dislike us because they've been out of power for a few days. But, I've got to give it to the community. We had him on multiple occasions where different organizations, we had Robert Vela High School, I think it was I think it was the football team there. Recently we had the Lindsay Manuel 4-H club that called up and said, hey, we want to do something for your linemen. And, we want to get some goodie bags together, just as a token of appreciation. And, I know for those guys, it means a lot because, again, these guys, both, employees in and out of the office, dedicate a whole lot of time. And we had employees that were coming in on day 5 to work, and they were still out of power at their house. But they knew that they had a job that had to get done here, and that we had to get power up to our members, and you would see them, and they were in good spirits and saying, hey, we got to do what we got to do. I'm out of power at my house, or my house is damaged, but I got to make sure that we get our power back on. So at the end of the day, community involvement for us is big. Ronnie, you and I have known each other for many years, and been involved in different community partnerships. Concern for community is one of our cooperative principles, and that's what we were established on. So, one of the things I would ask other individuals is, just get involved in the community, however you can, whether it's supporting a certain organization that is near and dear to your heart, or just going out there volunteering your time for something else. But, just get involved in the community. We all live in this community, and I think it's our duty to make it better and help out those that are in need.
Thank you. You talked about it, perfectly. I know your linemen were out there. We were talking about it waist deep. Risking their lives. These are like electrical lines that are down and during the storm and all that. So our ambassadors were when we talked about it, it was a no-brainer to name your organization as Business of the Month. You guys are local. You're here. You're always supportive, and we wanted to come out and feature you throughout the month and tell your story, and hopefully that everyone can pick up. We appreciate everything you do. On behalf of our board of directors and our chamber ambassadors, we thank you again for everything you do for our region. And if there's anything else we can do to help, let us know. Our doors are always open, and we'll make sure to pass the word on to save some electricity or power during these hot months.
There you go, yeah.
Well, luckily that we got this front through, but yes, thank you again for the honor. We certainly do appreciate it. And I am extremely proud of our employees and what they did through Hannah. I'm proud of them every day because they have a lot on their plate. And one of the things about being nonprofit, as you're aware, you've got to operate lean. And these guys and ladies that we have here work really hard to make sure that we operate lean. And I certainly do appreciate that.